quick trip to the hardware store, and a 3D printer are turning a Phoenix man into an architect of the future. In tonight's Focus on Arizona Technology and Innovation, producer Shauna Fisher and photographer Steve Snow introduce us to a man who hopes to change the way homes are built.
And imagine this bar is an arrow with it. This is the head end of the bar, this is the tail end of the bar.
Brian Corsadal is leading a group of volunteers for a 21st century barn raising of sorts. Today they are making an arch that will sit atop a runway for a fashion show. His company, Arcology Now, is able to take any design and create a large-scale structure out of it. The software Brian uses recognizes any shape. A 3D printer will then spit out a desktop model so Brian can see what the final project will look like. Brian often works with a 3D artist to create the designs.
You put in whatever shape you want, the software generates a structure to match your shape. You put in a face, it generates a face out of steel bars. And then our software generates all these stickers that we then put on electrical conduit, which is a simple tube we get from Home Depot. We cut it, format it at my house, and we pull them together at parties.
The stickers have assembly instructions on them. After he places the stickers on the conduit, Brian punches holes in the ends of each piece so he can bolt them all together. He lays out all of the pieces in his front yard to assemble, and it winds up looking like a giant set of Tinker Toys. All of the volunteers here today are from the arts or tech community.
I've always been very much into, connector sets, Legos, erector sets. Even it comes down to putting IKEA furniture together. I liked, doing stuff that incorporates, the use of getting my hands dirty and a little bit of ingenuity.
With the help of the volunteers, today's arch project will take about 4 hours to build. The hardest part for the volunteers, learning the assembly code, but that only takes about 10 minutes. Arcology Now is in its startup stage, but Brian has big plans for the future.
Our main goal is to be doing basically very artistic houses in a box, where you put all the parts of a house into a shipping container and you ship it out to the location, and you and all your friends show up on the spot and assemble the house by reading the code off all the parts. And it'll have, electrical, plumbing, floors, windows, doors, everything all there in the box.
Brian says he's pleased the structure sparked conversations about sustainability and new ways to build. But at the end of the day, he's just in awe that his dream is finally coming true.
Pretty amazing feeling. It's a little bit mind-boggling at times. I'm like, I did that. I'm the only one in the world doing that. So it's a pretty interesting feeling, yeah.
Corsadal says his structures could also be used as emergency shelters during hurricanes, tornadoes, and other natural disasters.
Get the inside